In today's video, I'm going to show you an alternative way of exchanging the Google authorization code for an access token. In my last video, I used UX mode pop-up, which required a callback to be defined so that the code is returned to the front end, and then the front end is responsible for exchanging the code for a token. In today's method, I'm going to use UX mode redirect, where I'll be required to define a redirect URI, which is an endpoint to where the code will be sent and exchanged for a token. Now I need to make some changes to this Google client. First thing I need to do is replace this with redirect. And I don't need the callback method or parameter anymore, so I'm going to delete that. So delete the callback handler. I also need to declare a redirect URI. And this points to the endpoint on my backend that's going to handle the request from Google that supplies the authorization code as well as a state. Now, this state is useful for mitigating cross-site request forgery attacks. Cross-site request forgery is beyond the scope of this tutorial, but there are many videos online that explain what that is in great detail. The value of the redirect URI that I've set in my front-end code must match exactly what is set in the Google Cloud Console. Here in my Google Cloud Console, as you can see, my authorized redirect URI is set to the exact same value as what I have here. Here we're looking at the backend code in a Spring Boot project. This is the same code I used in the previous video. I just added this method here called get exchange code for token. Now the redirect URL that I've defined in the front end maps to this function here. So v1 auth get exchange code. So Google is going to perform a get request to that endpoint, and that request is going to have a code and the state as query parameters. So the state, remember, was this value I passed here for cross-site request forgery mitigation. And so here, I just do a quick check to see if the code matches. And then from there, I exchange the code for a token. The exchange code for token method is similar to the one for the pop-up UX mode, except that I changed this redirect URI. Before, this was pointing to HTTP localhost 4201, but I changed it to match the new redirect URI that I defined on the front end. Now that I have everything set up, let me go ahead and try this in the browser. I'm going to click on this. I get this screen. Now, since I'm already logged in, I won't get the Gmail login form. So I'll just go ahead and click this already logged in account. Click continue. This is just the permissions I have. If I click on here, it's the same permissions from my previous tutorial, which is just the ability to view my email messages and settings. And when I click continue, the access token is generated.